Hey everyone, this is Neisayer, and welcome to another edition of my TimeSplitters 2 modding tutorial. In this one, we're going to be covering unlocking different unused content within the game, so it's going to be a little more straightforward. There's less room for experimentation. Usually it's just flipping a value so it enables something or allows you to do something else that normally wouldn't. Some of these things will be listed on the document we usually use, but others I'll just explain how to do directly in HXD. So to start off, you're going to want to go to the code section of the document. In it, there are a bunch of different things that the author has listed that you can add into the game. Some like remove the HP bonus in story mode levels. Others rework how the fire projectile is used, which I used in the Haunted Edition mod to make the flamethrower more viable. One enables an early version of the secondary fire of the Electro tool. The one we're going to look at right now is enabling story co-op in MapMaker. Now that one I've enabled in all of my mods. There's also stuff like raising the spawn count limit for MapMaker, but this is the one we're going to focus on right now. This opens up a lot of opportunities for MapMaker. So this is a simple fix. You go to this ISO value, and you change it from 3B6000001 to the same thing, but with 0 at the end. And something to keep in mind with this fix is that even though it enables story co-op, you're going to need 2 spawns on the map to make it work. If you only have one, the other player will spawn outside of the map, and they won't be able to do anything. So keep that in mind when enabling this fix and allowing it to work with your maps. So this fix is going to be simple. We're just going to go straight to HXD and enable it. Once you're in HXD, you're going to want to search, go to, and then enter the value 1BA230 and go to it. That is going to contain the value we need, this one right here. So in order to enable co-op in story mode maps, just make this 0, and that's all there is to it. I've created some maps, both on my own and for other mods, that do have co-op enabled, if you ever want to try that out for yourself. But you can also make your own. It'd be pretty simple. Just make a story mode level and add a second start all spawn to it, like I mentioned before. So we're going to save this, and then we're going to move on to the next part of this, which is going to be about unlocking all the guns that are not available by default. So with this part, once you're back in the document, you're going to want to scroll over, look for gun IDs. Once you find it, click on it. I might just get past it. Here we go, gun IDs. Now what we're going to look at is the unlock challenge ID. Now this decides whether or not the guns are available by default. As far as I know, only one gun can be unlocked, and that's the brick. The rest of these are all available by default, except for a select few, like the silenced Lugers, a digital camera, the temporal uplink, the gunpowder, the Mox weapon, and the Desert Eagles, which don't have stats on their own, but that can be fixed too. So this will also be a simple fix. All these ISO values, we're going to go to them and we're going to change the 0s to 1s so that they're automatically unlocked by default. You could also do this to the brick, changing its 4 to a 1, so that way it could be available by default, but that isn't really necessary for this part. So now we're going to go to HXD and one by one enable these weapons. Okay, so now that we've got that done, all those weapons are enabled and good to use in multiplayer, arcade, MapMaker, whatever. Some of them might not have, might share names. Like, I know the Mox weapon is going to appear as Sci-Fi Handgun, and the Desert Eagles are going to appear as Unarmed, but we can fix that. That'll be something for another episode, though. The next part of this, we're going to enable one character who isn't available by default, the Consultant. He's the only character that is locked and cannot be unlocked that you can enable this way. Others have to be added by replacing other characters or by using action replay codes. So we're going to go through that now. So from here, we're going to look for character list. And this decides the unlocked flags and all that, just like with the guns. Some of them have to be unlocked, others are available by default. If you want, you could change the values to 1 so that they're already unlocked. 2 means you unlock them in story, and 4 means you unlock them through Challenger Arcade League. So if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you see Consultant, who has 0s here. So what we're going to do is pull up his ISO, add in the unlocked flag value, copy that, put it into HXD. Once you're in HXD, it's as simple as pasting the right offset value in, and it'll put you right to the value you need to change. Just make this 0 a 1, and it'll be good to go. That unlocks Consultant by default, makes them playable. The other unused characters could be added with the technique we mentioned in the last video, where you replace an existing character with them. And that'll work. It shouldn't cause stability issues as long as they don't appear in story mode. Now for one more part, and that is going to be making Siberia and Wild West playable in arcade mode. To do this, we're going to need to change 4 values in TimeSplitters 2's files. I'll go through them in order. The first is that you need to go to 338FD7. When you're there, change the 0 at the end to 1. That by itself enables Siberia. Wild West has 3 parts to it if you want to enable it in arcade mode. The first is you need to go to the offset 339007. You're going to change that last 0 to a 1. Then you go to 339037 and change the 1 to a 2. Lastly, go to 33903B and change the last 0 to 9. With all those 3 steps, you enable Wild West in arcade mode. I'll also have this written as text in the video, so it's easier to keep track of. And that should enable the levels in arcade mode. If you want to go a step further, you can enable them for virus as well, because they're only available for deathmatch modes by default. Go to Levels, the Levels tab in the document, scroll over and down. You're looking for arcade, the arcade section for levels and mode flags. So you're going to look for Siberia and Wild West. They should only have 4 next to them, which is deathmatch and its equivalents. You're going to change that to 24 if you want to enable virus mode. And the best way to get to these values I've found is to simply copy this row and paste it into HXD. That way it'll take you right where you need to be. It's a little tougher to find these by default, but if you do it this way, it'll get you right to those specific values to change. Alright, there we go. Both levels are showing up in arcade mode. And this will only happen in the deathmatch modes, like deathmatch, team deathmatch, elimination, unless you've enabled other modes. And virus and flame tag are the only ones that really work well with them. They don't have preview pictures either. If you scroll down here, you can see all these extra weapons are available. So let's add a few. The Mox weapon, the gunpowder, the Desert Eagles don't do anything yet, so we'll get on that. And we'll add one of the weapons we created, one of the previous ones. And if you go into the bot set, all the way back to the bottom, Consultant's right there. So we'll just play a simple round of deathmatch. Everything is looking good. And that should conclude the episode for today. So thank you for tuning into this one. Sorry if this got a little complicated at times. There's less to go off of, more just of my written notes and stuff like that, along with the documents. So next time we're going to cover changing name strings. That's going to be really big, because we're going to be covering a lot of unused text and how to change it. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys got something out of this.